Obviously, I'm wearing this pullover because there's a gold out tomorrow, so I had to remind everybody, and this was my way of not forgetting. But excited about tomorrow. I can't remember playing such a big game so early in this building, so it'll be a great environment, which I would assume. And we're playing a terrific team in Miami, well coached, a lot of pieces back from an NCAA tournament team, plus really good recruiting class. So we got to be ready, and we're excited about it.
Did you get that from Coach Fletcher?
Yes, I did. I did. Seriously. Only he would wear this.
How are they on the schedule, Richard?
I'm sorry?
How's Alabama on the schedule?
Who?
Excuse me, Miami, how are they on the schedule?
Why are they on the schedule?
How are they? How'd that come about?
Big Ten ACC Challenge.
Okay, gotcha.
So you can't take credit for scheduling.
No, I cannot. No, I cannot.
Richard, you've probably rehashed it 100 times by now, but now that you've had a chance to reflect on the craziness of Saturday, does it still seem surreal that happened? Would you do it differently?
Well, to me, the criticism of what we did, to me, is really fake outrage. So that doesn't bother me. If you were there and you actually watched, which I know you're all lying, you didn't get on Facebook and watch, you would understand how bizarre it was. Just the whole thing was odd. Even from playing the first game at LIU Brooklyn to playing on Facebook, a top 25 matchup on Facebook. I had never heard of that. And then as the game went on, for 30 minutes, I understand the storyline. You get your job to do. I have no problem with it. But for 30 minutes, we played great. And then it just got really weird in there. The environment and the whole thing just kind of unfolded. And, Nate gets thrown out. And I think Nate, looking back, understands he needed to do a better job of controlling his emotions. And then that fight, you want to call it a fight, more of a scuffle happens in front of their bench. Their whole bench gets ejected. And I just thought the game needed to end. It needed to end. Everybody needed to move on. So I never really felt like, okay, we're going to lose the game. And then all of a sudden, I'm holding the ball. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to get an open shot because they're not playing defense. They're just sitting in the lane. And then we missed a couple open ones. Murph fouls out, and then all of a sudden Sexton goes nuts. But, no, we won the game. We needed the game to be over. And so, no, I really don't. So I know it's a cute story, and it is what it is. But, no, I'm very happy with the preparation and everything that went into that game. We beat a top 25 team and a terrific team.
So
We did win the game, yeah.
So you haven't been practicing 3-on-5 extensively this week?
No. Very creative question, though, Chad.
You mentioned the environment. Did you feel like the atmosphere in the arena contributed to any of the
100%. And again, nobody was there. Marcus was there, but it was not real healthy in there. People were getting ejected from the stands, and I just didn't. I'm not saying I felt unsafe or anything, but like the scuffle, I think it all kind of contributed to the elements, and it was time for the game to end.
pretty proud of your bench then for staying in place and not rushing out?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't in front of our bench, so I'd like to take credit for it. But I didn't think Alabama necessarily acted inappropriately. I think one guy kind of got involved. The rest of them just stepped on. Those are the rules. But I didn't think – I thought both coaching staffs did a good job of calming it down.
You said on the radio that Nate and Sexton knew one another, and that kind of maybe escalated a little bit of it because of the competition between them. But, in the future, your senior point guard, a situation where there is, another guard that he's battling.
Nate has never shown in the 3 years he's been here that ever. So I'm going to give him a pass on it. Him and Sexton are friends. So again, I just think it was getting a little bit testy in there. So that's what I attribute it to. But he's never shown that. He's been so composed for 3 years.
What makes Miami a top 10 team?
Well, both of us. It's preseason. I mean, we've both played. So we're 12th, they're 10th. I think we both would agree that rankings don't matter a whole lot in November for both teams. But they're very, very well coached. They've got terrific talent. Their staff has done a great job of recruiting. They're getting some really good players in DeJuan Hewell, who I believe is McDonald's All-American. Bruce Brown out of Boston was a really good get for them. Lonnie Walker was a terrific get. So their staff's done a great job. And Jim Aranega is obviously a terrific coach. So they're great in transition. They've got multiple guys who can make plays. So it's a tough test for us.
Say rankings may not matter this time of year, but do you like the challenge of having 2 top 25 teams back-to-back in November?
I think we play a tough schedule. I think that it's crazy to think that after tomorrow we will have played some of the teams that we have played, and it's not even December. You look at when you take a step back and you say, okay, we won at Providence College, terrific environment, tough team. We beat Alabama on the road, really talented, well-coached NCAA tournament team. Miami in our building tomorrow is obviously another good opportunity. Then you got to go, Rutgers at Nebraska, and I think at Arkansas. So nobody can complain about our schedule, that's for sure.
Hey, Richard, Murph looks like he's really playing with purpose. Did you see this in preseason?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a very good summer and fall, really good. But you never know if it's going to translate until the games start. But I just like his mindset. I think that he understands that he's going to let the game come to him. He understands most guys going into junior year, people are talking maybe playing in the NBA one day, they're on the perimeter, they're jacking up shots. And I think he's only shot maybe 2 or 3 on the year. So he understands where his bread is buttered. So he understands the purpose of how he can help the team. He's mentally in a great frame of mind. Everything he says in huddles and timeouts make a whole lot of sense. So that's just experience. And so I'm happy for him because he's really, really grown and evolved, and he's put in the time.
Talked about the Alabama game, the Providence game. The team kind of seemed to rise to the occasion both times. Is that a product maybe of experience and having been through similar spots?
Yeah, definitely. At Providence College, again, I don't know if you guys understand it, but that's a tough environment. And our guys were like unfazed. Really, really unfazed. And that's because a lot of them played in tough environments in the Big Ten. And in order for our team to be good, that core of returners have got to be really good right now because the bench guys have no idea really what they're doing just yet. They'll get there, but that takes time. And I think those guys have been rock solid, the starters so far.
Hey, Richard, isn't the Miami coach a Providence grad?
He is. A little older than me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Coach Amir Coffey, obviously a fantastic year last year. What did you kind of see that he still had to work on last year?
I think it's he had a terrific freshman year, and just evolve in every facet. I don't think there's necessarily one thing. Like, I think he's good at everything. So it's just getting better at every little thing. He played terrific defense on Petty. Petty is, everybody talks about Sexton. Well, Petty's one of the best shooting guards in the country. He's got a quick release. He's tall. He's long. And Amir shut him down, and that was tough for him to do. So I think he's on the right path, so keep doing what he's doing.
Maybe in his second year, you think maybe it's become a little bit more of a leader there.
Yeah, it's normal. It's like anything, right? I mean, the older you get, the more comfortable you are in your environment, and I think Amir's getting there. So I think his personality is really starting to show, which is good.
You mentioned Murphy's game starting with rebounding, but what has he done to build offensively to the point where he's averaging 22 a game?
Yeah, I think that he's just much smoother down low. He's driving the ball better. And again, like to average, and I don't know if it's realistic to say he's going to average 22 points, but he has been really, really fundamentally sound and doing it without jacking up a lot of shots. So it's just understanding where his bread is buttered, and he rebounds that ball and he gets right back up very quick.
Hey, Richard, how is that second unit coming along? I imagine those are guys you're going to probably need and when the game's
They're coming along. They're probably not where I want them to be. But again, there's a lot of guys. Devontae Fitzgerald hadn't played in 2 years. He's clearly rusty. Isaiah and Jameer are freshmen, so it's going to take them time, but they're willing learners. I think Mike's coming along really good, and I think Bakari is as well. So it needs to be all hands on deck. As weird as it sounds, because we played we're going to go on our third potential top 25 opponent. It's not even December yet. So, I got to be patient with them as well. And the starting group has been very, very willing to teach, and those guys have been listening, so it's good. We got a good group of guys.
With Jordan and his being vocal, where did you see that kind of change? I mean, even last year, he probably wasn't the same.
I think it's just a confidence level of, you got guys in the locker room who went through a very difficult season and didn't run and hide. They didn't transfer. They stuck with it. And as challenging as that is for anybody, it's good for everybody. It was good for me. It was good for our staff. It was good for the players in the locker room because they understand what it takes to win and they understand what it takes to lose. And I just think Jordan's just emotionally at a right place right now and understands how he can play good basketball and where he looks good.
And of the main guys that are playing now that were on that team, he was probably the only one, I think, that was on the court at the very end when you had to make that decision. Going through that,
What are you talking about?
when you suspended a couple of guys.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the only one that actually had to play through that. And that probably made a big difference for him.
That was such a abnormal situation.
Come back from,
Yeah, I think that those games the last four were impossible for us. But again, it's just a belief of what we were doing when everything was so negative, and there was so much doubt, and just to have those guys trust that what we were doing was the right thing. I think that brought a bond to me and those other guys, and to stick with me was huge as well.
Richard, you talk to PJ much at all about his maybe first year and how there has been some
Yeah,
things
Yeah, I mean, he certainly knows what he's doing, and he has a great understanding of the process and so on. But it's a nice reminder to him just that the narrative about me right now was not the narrative 2 years ago. So it can change, and the narrative about our program right now, and it could go the other way too for us. So I don't think I've arrived by any means, but he doesn't need. He knows, but it's always nice, I guess, to hear from someone like me who's been through it before. But he's building. It takes players, it takes recruiting. It's not easy. People think it's easy to take over a situation when a coach gets fired. You immediately lose out on a recruiting class. You're immediately coaching a bunch of players that you did not recruit. And as much as PJ's done a great job in his staff of building their culture and so on in that locker room, it's different. It is different. And like every kid on my team right now that's playing for me, the role that we envisioned for them was laid out specifically in their house, at their school, and they embraced it, they understood it. And it just takes time. And it's an awful pill to swallow, but it just takes time. And you got to recruit. Not only do you got to recruit, but then you got to get old. And so with PJ, I mean, zero doubt in my mind that he's going to get it done. It just takes time. And he knows that. His staff knows that, and they're doing a great job.
We talked before the season about that carryover and the unselfish play, kind of sharing the ball. Have you seen that to the degree that you thought you might?
It's interesting. We've had a lot of different types of games. You got the raucous environment at Providence College where we were so dialed in, we were laser focused. You got your guarantee games at home where I think we, for the most part, were okay. Our focus was not great in one of the games. I don't remember which one it was. And then obviously Alabama until, the chaos at the end, we were really, really locked in. But we haven't had a big home game, And it's easy to get distracted at home because there's a lot going on. And will they continue to play for each other? Something remains to be seen. But they've been really good. They've been really good. I do think that this team has a very good understanding of how to make them look good. And when they start pressing and they start deviating, they don't look good. And I think young people want to look good.
Is that because of last year?
Yeah, I think that last year we weren't a perfect team, but we played the right way. At the end of every game plan before the game, I have my offensive keys, my defensive keys, and then I do an overall thing. you know, all types of fluff, motivational stuff together, you know, connected, etc. But I always say at the end, play the right way. And we've reminded them over and over again that last year, when there was no rankings, no all conference players, no NBA talk, none of that. We were just playing for each other. There was no gold out. There was no sellouts. There was nothing. And we just said we want to play for each other to get the respect back and to play good basketball. And it was amazing what happened. So we got to fight human nature. We won last year, but there's a difference between winning and being a winning program. And we haven't dealt with success. You know, we haven't dealt with these expectations. So it'll be exciting to see. You know, I mean, tomorrow will be a good test for our guys.
Talk about looking good. Is that playing the right way? Is that what that means?
Yeah, I mean, they want to individually play well. That's normal. They want, you know, they like having the numbers in the box score, et cetera. Well, there's a lot of guys on our team now who've got aspirations of playing at the next level. Well, I've told them over and over again, the reality is you're a role guy at the next level. Not a lot of LeBron James here, and that's okay. So now you've got to fill the role at the next level. So, Murph, if you want to be a 6'6" NBA player prospect, go rebound every ball. Play with incredible energy and toughness to where when an NBA scout looks at you, they go, there's something there. You know, we know he's going to play hard. He's going to compete. Nate Mason, you know, continue to be that consistent guy every single day. You know, Amir's got the measurables, obviously. Reggie Lynch, you know, okay, you can block shots, but how do you rebound the ball? All those things, and Dupree and et cetera. So they all understand that. But it comes down to if you play the right way, that's where you'll get noticed.
Richard, you say you told them that? You have told them?
I did every freaking day.
Last one?
Richard, it was crap to go through that season 2 years ago. But is part of you, are you like thankful that you went through that? And
No, that was awful. Truthfully, it was horrible. I never want to go through it again. But I absolutely think it was good for me as a young head coach. And, you know, it's almost like the what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And to go through that and just to see, you know, when times get tough, that's when you really see what's important, who your true friends are and those things. And, you know, it as difficult as it was, it made me a better father. You know, because you go home to your young kids, they don't know. Thank God they don't know wins and losses at that age. You know, it makes you a better husband because your wife's going through it. You know, when you lose, like when you win, you get a bunch of text messages. Great win, this and that. When you lose, you don't get any. And it's not because they just don't want to bother you. That's a lonely feeling. But your family is always there for you. And so that's a good reminder for me that it could turn at any moment. So as much as it's nice that we're having success, it made me a better coach because the biggest thing that I learned was if I didn't connect with my players when it was really, really difficult, I had no shot at coaching the team. And I think that's where I grew as a coach 2 years ago was I understood that the elements are difficult enough. You know, when you're going through losing, that you got to be able to connect with your guys. Thanks.